They were dexterous. They could sew the finest stitching you can imagine. Philip, Keith's father, worked for Standard Bank, got a contract manufacturing these sophisticated money bags, chains, everything. So that was billeted out to the family. Each member of the family got a part of this money bag that they had to manufacture. So Lassie was involved, your dad, my dad, he had to stitch in the handle. The final product was the most beautiful money bag with chains on the inside. That was really a family business. Now there's one person who really has inherited those skills. He's built a business second to none, based on craftsmanship, fine motor skills, and he's here with us today. His dad was a sergeant. He's got a business second to none. And I want you to tell us what your life has been all about. And the curtain business. Here you go. Tony, tell us.
First of all, I just want to say I'm really proud to be part of the family. I remember my father from young years. When he used to do Ria Wall Street, I'm talking about after he had left the Air Force, he used to put tacks in his mouth. And he would take a tack out of his mouth and he would take another tack because staples weren't a thing of the at that time. And he also grown the business. I went into Telkom at that time. And then my wife used to make dresses in her younger days at school. And she also started, and eventually she came in, she said to my father, she said, Dad, I want to sort of do this Ria Wall Street, why don't you show me how to do it? And he said, sure. And I remember her as being an Afrikaner. She had to go out and do the first quote, and it was English people, and she said, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I said, just do it. And so it grew from bit to bit to bit to bit. And I'm so proud of what my father had taught me, what he had taught my wife, and what we have done together. And today, I must admit, the curtain line is a lot bigger than what the Ria Wall Street line is, but we still do Ria Wall Street, you name it, we do guest houses, hotels, into old age homes, into retirement villages, and so we
done two of Brian's hospitals.
we done two of Brian's
You
hospitals.
flew up to Johannesburg and
But
fitted
what-
that whole hospital up.
But what I would really like to talk about a little bit, and I'm sure we're going to have some eyebrows raised, and that is Oma Finkelstein. We know that she was a no-nonsense lady. I mean, everyone will agree on that. When Opa had died, she moved in with us at Eysterpark for a short while. And one day she came to me, she said, Tony, I want you to take me down to ShopRite. I said, Oma, you know, I'm 15 years old, 15 or 16 years old. I said, you know, I haven't got a license. She says, I know that. I said, I haven't even got a learner's license. She says, I know that, but I know you can drive. So I said, Oma, but you know, if my father finds out, she says, but you know, tell your father. I said, but if he asks me, I can't lie, I must tell him. He said, then I'll tell him something else, that you smoke. So I said, okay, Oma, okay, let's go. She had a little Simca at that time. I don't know if you remember that little Simca. And here we go, I will drive. And now it's if the traffic cop stops us. Jy moet net stil bly. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. She goes into shop like the answer is wag jy hierso. She goes to the shop like comes out. Lucky strike. How do you even know my brand? She was an extremely intelligent, wise lady. And if one thing I can take from her, and that was that I remember in that house she used to listen to Christian sermons. A bloke by the name of Dominee Steyn. And when Dominee Steyn was on that radio, especially when he said "vrachtig," then you know, you don't say a word, and that was she was in her Christian belief. She was very, very, very strong, and I took a lot of that, which I learned from her. She would do things like, "That's a merkie, kom ons, sing net 'n bietjie skoon." En dan al kies, "Daar's nog 'n merkie daar," sê, "Kom op, ons moet gaan elke maand. Ag, daar's 'n..." And she said, "There's no so fair, you might as well do the whole floor." So she was a straightforward lady, very well liked, very well loved, and I can only